We're recording.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm being mischievous. Being naughty.
And rotten.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. This is Jason.
This is Pete.
This is the Lost Legions podcast, and today we're here to talk to you about the Iron Warriors Legion on the table.
Yes. Iron.
Today we have Geralt of Rivia.
Don't forget to get enough iron in your diet. That's what they say, isn't it? No.
Our last on the table series was Night Lords with me. And
yes.
Today we are going to talk to Pete about his Iron Warriors army on the table. So first, let's just talk to you about like what attracts you to the army. Why did you gravitate to the Iron Warriors?
Yeah, so I actually picked them back up. It was after I'd done my Raven Guard force. I had a little bit of a break from them, and I wanted something that I could paint relatively quickly, mostly with just washes and rattle cans and that sort of stuff. It was an excuse for me to do a quick, easy hobby project. That was why I picked them up initially. So it was hobby led, if that makes sense. Back in first edition, and I actually quite quickly gained a lot of love for them and their relentless love of all things shooty. I had a lot of breacher units firstly, and a couple of Spartans. And that was kind of the core of my list. It was this like breach and clear Iron Warriors list. Yeah.
Let's go back to the painting a little bit since you talked about it. Like, so how is the paint scheme? Like, what did you do? I know you kind of cheated, and it looks amazing.
Cheated?
For one of the advanced user tactics. How's that?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they are by no means award-winning level things, right? But they're perfectly fine tabletop. Maybe to slightly, maybe to good tabletop.
They're really good.
Yeah. Cool. It's just super straightforward. I followed a tutorial. I cannot for the life remember who the chap was, but it was on YouTube. And it was just a rattle can primer black, then a lot of dry brushing silver, which I've actually changed now for a zenithal silver instead, just to speed up even more, and it works okay. And then just lots of washes. I'm trying to remember now, the hazard stripes are done with pens, paint pens. That was it. Is that cheating it? Yeah. So all the tanks received that.
I remember all of us when you were like, I'm gonna do it with pens. We're like, are you? And then you did it, and we were like, oh my god, that looks amazing.
Yeah. Those paint pens
really good.
Yeah. Just so it's like loads of paint pens, loads of washes, loads of like sponge weathering, loads of make them dirty and grimy, cover them in Nuln oil and Agrax, and they're good to go. That's it.
Yeah, they look good, and I think the metallic silver really picks up like the Agrax, and it works well with the yellow and black hazard stripes. And the paint pen actually really picks it out. So I think, I think they do look really good. So
thanks,
you had fun painting them, I guess, too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was fun because of the speed that they came along. So yeah, I guess if you want to get a top tier force on the table because you want to play the game because you want to be competitive, I guess, which isn't what I endorse as such. But yeah, if you want to play and wreck face,
if you're whack
and you're not particularly fussed on. You don't get me wrong. I don't want to discredit a lot of very good Iron Warrior forces out there. Christ,
no, there's
John Askins ones are insane, which are the ones I've seen most recently. But that you can get a good look very quickly with how they can paint up.
I think it's like it's an easy legion to get a decent looking force with, but it also like you can see the difference with somebody who's an amazing painter as well.
Yes,
like but like the thing is like the basic scheme is not difficult. It's very straightforward, I think, is a term we used in a different video to describe something else. It's very straightforward.
Yeah.
And that straightforwardness can lead to a a not great painter having a decent looking army pretty easy, and a amazing painter can make them look amazing.
Yeah.
So, because I've seen some really good Iron Warriors forces.
Yeah.
That would be my comments on it.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears a little bit. And how is the Legion trait on the table?
Oh, it's amazing. So you're getting +1 strength on all your attacks, not just ranged weapons, against vehicles, dreadnoughts, and I believe automata as well. Were
you enamored with this to begin with, or did you think it was going to be weaker, stronger? How did you feel about it? Or did you not know because it's 2.0 and you're just kind of checking it out?
So I kind of had the army from a 1.0 list there and just started using it. I think once we realized how good dreadnoughts were, it then became quite apparent that this is quite a good Legion rule because there's going to be a lot of dreadnoughts, right? So wounding them more easily than not makes a big difference. And actually, a lot of the weapons, it makes a huge difference on when fighting against vehicles now. So las cannons, for example, probably the weapon I would say that you benefit the most from an Iron Warrior is just going the strength 10 with Sunder really, really changes that up like a lot.
Yeah, I talked about this in the Night Lords on the table because they can get basically +1 armor penetration, so you can blow up Spartans from the front.
Yeah, and that's the thing is a lot of people we talked and joke about how like 2016, 2017 was Spartan meta, didn't we? And everyone was running their 20-man boy band squad in a Spartan. That was the thing to do with the Primarch. And Spartans seem to be back a little bit. Like there was quite a few at the recent events we went to and ran. People are running them again because flare shields are pretty strong with the lack of mass melter bombs and they just vehicles seem to oddly be in a better place. I'd argue. I think hiding behind that AV-15 wall is really powerful. I think it's the fact that everyone's running melter, right? So if you've got a melter gun or multi-melter, you can't glance it through that flare shield, which I've mentioned on a couple episodes before, talking about flare shields at length. But that's a big thing. But
you can't glance it when you're outside of melter range.
No, exactly. But as an Iron Warrior, you can because you're strength 9, right, rather than a strength 8. So that you get a lot of perks that way around, really.
So good. I mean, it sounds like the Legion trait is stronger than you kind of thought. You found it to be really strong on the table.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But cool. The game's predominantly shooting, right? So if you're a better shot, then that's kind of a win, really.
So what rites of war are you running and why are you running them?
So I've only ran one so far, which is the Hammer of Olympia. I haven't ran the Ironfire one yet. I never did previously either, though, actually. So the Hammer of Olympia one is the one that sort of fits my models the best. The reason I'm running it is...
Well, why don't you tell us what it is first?
Yeah, so the Hammer of Olympia, it boosts your tactical squads quite a lot. So they gain the Fury of Olympia special rule instead of Fury of the Legion special rule, which you get... +1 shot to all shrapnel bolter weapons at all times, regardless if you've moved or not. So your bolter basically becomes a 3-shot rapid fire, 2-shot standard shot bolter, albeit with less range, but with pinning. So it's a huge upgrade, really.
18 inches?
18 inches, yeah. So you're getting double shot 18 inches, triple shot 9 inches.
Yeah, I remember one game we played at an event, and I was yelling at my partner to shoot Pete's command squad or whatever it was.
Just a tactical squad.
And Pete was like, "Why are you picking on me?" I'm like, "Screw those guys!"
Yeah. The amount of pinning that they can put out. Well, that's it. Yeah,
it's so intense. Yeah,
exactly. And then underneath that Rite of War, all tactical squads get to re-roll to hit rolls of 1 as well. So you're like re-rolling 1s to hit. An extra shot at all times. All of your shots are pinning. It's a big upgrade on a basic line tactical squad, right?
So it sounds like it leans you towards running a tactical heavy army.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And the other perk of the Rite of War, the main one, I think, is a lot of vehicles ignore crew shaken results. Predators being one of the tank types that do. There's a few different tank types, but the big one is Predators. So you can keep firing your conversion beamers, your plasma cannon arrays, or whatever they're called. Your execution plasma arrays. You can keep firing a lot of those big template weapons, which in theory I've not done it, but that sounds pretty good to me to keep firing them all game long.
So what Rites of War are you not running? Is there a reason, or have you just not got around to it?
I haven't got around to it. I don't really have much bombardment stuff, much artillery and barrage, which is what the Iron Fire's kind of about. So yeah, haven't done it.
Is there any generic Rites of War you've been running with them?
Again, no, I haven't. No. I'm quite tempted with Pride of Legion because I'd quite like to run some Terminator squads and have the Spartans as their dedicated transports, and just take an elite version of what I've been doing. I quite like the idea of that. Maybe some really siege tyrants.
I was thinking, what's the special unit called?
The Terminators.
Yeah, the guys with thunder hammers.
Yeah. The Dominators.
Yes. They're so good.
Yeah. They're massively undercosted. Yeah, they're a bit silly. But yeah, maybe like a unit of those with 2 line units, in 3 Spartans, maybe some siege tyrants in there. That could be good fun.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds powerful. It sounds like an easy upgrade to your force.
Yeah, it's like paint 20, 30 Terminators up. That's kind of, it's done, right? So it changes the force entirely. So yeah, that's probably the one I'd look at. I think, yeah. I don't, you could do like all of the legions. You could do lots of different things.
Cool. What about Warlord traits? How are their Warlord traits? Which ones have you gravitated to, and why?
So I won't go through all of them, because one of them in particular is trash, but that's I guess fine. Which one is trash? The one where you gain fearless. You're right. Actually, yes, your Warlord gains fearless, and the unit they join, which is good. Being not scared is always fun, but you have to always charge the nearest enemy unit, I think, or return fire to the nearest enemy unit. It's one or the other. And if you're playing against a clever opponent, they could easily bait that with a Rhino or whatever, right?
Right.
Which, Fearless is good, but is it that good on a Leadership 10, Leadership 9 HQ? I don't know.
Is it a little weird for the non-berserker calculus of war legion to have this berserker running around?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. What about what ones do you like, or which ones do you use?
So they've got one which gives them +1 shot for the Warlord and his units, but the gain gets hot. So swings and roundabouts. In particular, I've run that a couple times now on a tactical squad with the reroll ones on the to hit. So you're negating the gets hot result, putting out 4 bolt shots, at 9-inch range, or 3 bolt shots per guy at 18-inch range. That's been pretty cool.
And everybody wonders why I yelled for Johnny.
Kill the unsuspecting tactical marines. Yeah,
the guy with 40 pinning shots.
Just hop out of a Rhino. Yeah. What else is there? Is one which allows you to, after deployment, choose a piece of cover, remove its cover save, and make it difficult and dangerous terrain, which is what I've been running recently. I think that was the best one for sure.
That's what John did to me.
Did he?
Super annoying. Yeah. Annoying.
Oh, your last cannon squad. It wasn't in that ruined tower. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Don't move. You will die. Yeah.
That was actually super funny.
Yeah. But
So, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, any generic Warlord traits do you think work well with these guys for any reason?
I'd argue the pinning one, but there's so much pinning in the force that you don't need it. You don't need any more. No, probably not. I would argue the terrain one is particularly good. Removing the cover save. I would argue you want to be using that 9 times out of 10.
Cool. How about the Legion special gear and weapons? Is it trash?
Oh, no.
What is it? And is it trash?
So they get graviton close combat weapons.
Okay.
Which
what do they do?
So I have a confession to make. Anyone that's played against me in 2.0 up until up until oh my god, what's the one in Wellingborough? Christ, my brain can't work.
Is this the
Greetings from the Warps?
We're gonna call whack sessions?
Yeah,
whack confessions.
The Graviton Crusher, which is like the Thunderhammer replacement. I didn't realize it's +2 strength. I thought it was ×2 strength.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I've been just strength 8 doubling out fools, but it's not. It's just strength 6. So, so sorry for everyone who I've ever done that to. I didn't read it right. So long and short of it, you're making your weapon far worse against infantry, but you gain haywire.
Reading is hard when you're just owning people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like, wow, this Graviton Crush is really good. Yeah.
Is it slow? Is it initiative?
Yeah, it's unwieldy. So it's the same as a Thunderhammer in terms of what it kind of looks like and does. It has brutal 2 as well.
Oh, cool.
I think. But it's +2 strength, which changes everything about how that weapon's supposed to work, right?
Yeah.
So it's great against dreadnoughts. But the thing is all right, so with haywire, you're wounding the dreadnought on a 2+. But you're strength 9 against a dreadnought anyway. With a Thunderhammer.
Strength 8.
No, because you're Iron Warriors.
Oh, right, you're Iron Warrior. Got it.
So unless it's a Leviathan, which you'd then be winning on 3s, you're wounding it on 2s anyway. So it's very circumstantial.
What about the mace? Isn't there
I think the mace is okay. So yeah, the mace replaces a power weapon. So it's like a power sword, but it's like a power mace. Sorry, obviously power maul. But instead of strength 6, you're strength user. So instead of +2 strength, you're strength user. AP 3 still. But again, you gain the haywire rule. So
it's like a power sword, except with instead of rending, it has
haywire. Yeah, exactly that.
I think I agree with you. I think that's actually far better.
It is because of because you're not missing anything really. Yeah. You're missing 6-up rending, right? And wounding on 2s for AP3 because you could take a Graviton. You could take a power maul instead, I guess. But I think that's the one.
Can you put these on like the spoiler squads and assault squads too? Like, is it just a swap out for a power weapon for anybody, or is it for characters?
Characters only, which is where not the problem, but if you could do it on command squad or something, like it would be really cool. Like, just swimming into combat against dreadnoughts and just swinging these little maces around. That'd be fun. And then the dreadnoughts get one as well, and so do my brain's not working today. The Iron Circle, what are they called? Domitars.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, let's talk about them for a second. Have you used them?
I haven't. No, I haven't. No, not at all. I'm probably not the best person to give a chat on those. Really, I've read them through, and I don't think they're up to much. Did you play against them? With John,
when I was playing John TK, he kept saying these guys are terrible. And
they are. They are. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
but this is interesting. I mean, I guess this is again. Why do you think they're not amazing? Because John didn't think they were amazing either.
No, they're 150 points each.
They look amazing.
They really do. Right. A Contemptor is 175 points. Okay. I think a Contemptor has an extra wound.
Yeah. Okay.
An extra point of toughness, I think, and has a 2+ save rather than a 3+ save, which is what the Dominator has, which is the Domitar has, right? So there's that straight away. You're then limited on your weapon choices. I think your weapon skill 3 rather than weapon skill 5.
Yeah.
All right, you can take a unit of them, unit 5, right, and be like, hey, this is 5 wounds each, so that's 25 T6 wounds you got to chomp through. But that was 750 really points as well, whatever it is, right? Yeah. So like, I'd rather have 2 or 3 Contemptors and some change.
What you and John are kind of talking about, like points wise, is a unit of 5 of them good? Yes, I've experienced them to my face.
Yeah.
They were very tough against a command squad. However, is a unit of 5 of them like the points efficient compared to something else? It just sounds like maybe not. I think that might be where the not good part comes in, right? Like,
yeah, I think the truth is a Contemptor is too undercosted. I think that's probably where it comes in, right? Because you can't say that they should be like 120 points each, because then that's quite low points for what they are, for how tough they still are. But it's just that the Contemptor is, I think, in my opinion, should be like 200, 225 base.
So we've talked about this a little bit. We've kind of touched on aspects, but I just kind of want to get a general, like, how does the army play on the table? And, like, do they meet your expectations? Did they play differently than you thought they would? Like, how satisfied are you overall with them?
Yeah, I'm very satisfied with them. I'm yet to look at any close combat element to them. I've mostly had a shooting force. It's quite a close shooting force, to be fair. It's not really like a gun line force. I don't have any heavy weapons teams. A lot of it is tank driven. There's lots of Kratos tanks, Saber tanks, which aren't particularly high ranking in the army list, but I've had a lot of fun with it. There's something quite fun taking all the big guns on vehicles and being like, yeah, I'm an Iron Warrior, I'm going to take the biggest gun I've got and just blow you the hell up, right? Which is quite fun. And not giving a rat's ass when you lose all your basic troops, right? That's good fun as well, because it's just a war of attrition. Just get them gone. So that's good fun.
Of war.
Yes, yeah. Send forth all legions. Yeah.
I love Warsmiths too. I think they're really
cool. Warsmiths are great.
Antioch.
Yes. No.
You're my boy.
Bastard.
I even made a model of him.
Yeah, I know you have. Yeah. The little bromance.
So you're planning to do any expansions on your force, or?
No, I wasn't until this might date this episode, until the Typhon just dropped. Oh, give me one. Yeah, I actually want a Cerberus. Yeah, I think there's a few things I want to add to them. I don't think I'll ever put them down. I think that's the difference is the Raven Guard of old that I used were very one-sided for how you played them.
Yeah.
Whereas it's clear what the way is that you should play the Iron Warriors, but I feel like there's a few different ways I could still sort of trick them out, if that makes sense.
The force is more flexible and more open. I see exactly what you're saying. Well, good. Well, thanks for talking to us about your Iron Warriors. And
thanks, man.
Yeah, we will like and subscribe.
We hope to get other people on, don't we, to talk about their forces. That's the plan with this little on the table series, right?
Yeah. This is basically, we're going to try to touch on actual, like, people who are actually playing armies, what their experience is, how they're liking them, and what they've kind of thought about it, whether it be good or bad, right? Like, so yeah, expect more of these, and tell us if you like them.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.